Hey everyone, Suzi here, and today we're playing a Watcher of Realms. For today's video, we have a bit of a fun topic to discuss. Did you guys see that Raid Shadow Legends collab mentioned there on social media? So, yeah, so Raid Shadow Legends is like the OG game that got me really doing all the things. It got me watching content creator videos. It got me going on Twitch. Got me playing other games in the genre after I stopped playing Raid Shadow Legends. But wouldn't it be really cool if this would happen? So, a collab with Raid Shadow Legends and Watcher of Realms, what would that look like? So I wanted to have a little bit of fun with this idea. I think the idea of game IP collabs would be so cool. Because let's be honest, like when you look at the style of Watcher of Realms, like, okay, Kagiri could absolutely go into the Shadowkin faction, right? There are obviously some really fun characters like the dwarves. There's so many dwarves. I mean, he looks like Tormund anyway, but we have the dwarves faction that could certainly use some demon spawn. I mean, would he not be the lord of the demon spawn faction for raid, right? So there's so many fun things you could theory craft on what would fit into Raid's universe. And I kind of wanted to start with that. So here I'm kind of saying a few. Night Revenant. Nastia, does she not look like she belongs as a Lord of the Night Revenants as well? Yeah, I think so. And maybe even not your average RPG, a real Death Knight. How about a real Death Knight as a Night Revenant or Undead Horde? No, duh. Undead Horde, right? Moradin? The real Death Knight as an Undead Horde? Okay, those are some of my top picks. Now, we have to be nice. First I'm talking going into Raid Shadow Legends. Because here's my thought. If games that are both actively playing did a collab event, they should do each other's game at the same time. Like, what if 5 characters, like I mentioned, went from Watcher of Realms to Raid's universe? The graphics are so good on both games that I think it could actually genuinely work. It's something I've talked about for sure with other games like, okay, Moonton, Watcher of Realms, they have Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Characters from their own universes could cross over. So why not a game like Raid that has similar quality graphics? Now, I would say Watcher actually has a little bit higher quality than Raid does. Raid is a little bit more artistic and painterly fantasy sometimes. A little bit more like where Watcher can get pretty high, like higher on the realism, which is fun. I mean, both are really great graphics, so I think they combine well. But yeah, I don't know. Okay, right. Sorry, I digress. Before I switch, Dark Elves, sexy Idril skin. She's like an epic version of Coldheart, right? Okay, there we go. There's our epic to go into the collab. So, okay, that's my picks. Let's just, before I go off on a tangent, that's my picks for who would go into the Raid Shadow Legends universe from Watcher of Realms to make a really fun collab. Now, what about the other way around? Which characters from Raid could come into Watcher of Realms? Which factions would they best be a part of? Well, I got a little bit creative here. So I haven't played Raid in a long time. I tried playing like one quick one, wasn't feeling it, moved on, whatever. But I quit a few years ago, and I'm gonna kind of pick some heroes that are more personal for me, that were some of my favorites, and Cardiel was one of them. So Cardiel is a Sacred Order legendary hero. So I think he would blend amazingly well as an Arbiter and a Watchguard faction hero. And he is a bond pair, right? So Cardiel here, he has a revive. And now as we talk about the heroes that would come into Watcher, how would they play in Watcher? So he could have a revive type ability, like he does with like the revive on death buffs in the game. So that could certainly be well suited, right? I think that would go pretty well. I was gonna pull up the characters on like hellhades.com and take a look, but I think we can just discuss overall of how they would play with Watcher's gameplay. So I think he would be an inspiration hero as well. He would buff everybody. That maybe he only buffs arbiters and watchers. I don't know, but he could be an inspiration hero because there's not as many inspiration heroes in other factions like that, so that could work really well. And yeah, a possible revive if someone dies would be great, or like, you know, at least a prevent death. Okay, that's my thought for Cardiel. And yeah, he is a bond pair in raid, so why not have that same bond pair come here? So he would be on the banner that would be like an ancient banner, right? And then Sisia Flametongue, his bond pair. She was my favorite as far as aesthetics go. She looked the coolest. She's a demon spawn, legendary hero. She brings defense down. She brings a burn, all sorts of fun, like an explosion burn. Isn't it like a burn explosion? It's been a while. I forgot. But infernal. Can you not get any more like infernal than this? She's literally flaming. I love her. She was one of my favorites, and I think she would do really well in the Watcher universe. She could have some damage over time and bring Burn back to life. She would synergize well with heroes like Arrogance and with the Infernal Lords for sure. Yeah, I think that would be a cool... And then they could still have a bond pair special skill like they do in Raid Shadow Legends. So that would be a really unique way to bring in a couple characters that already have some special synergy. Like, the only thing that's weird is, like, you wouldn't have them on the same team because they're so different. But I guess you could have them on the same team in the sense of you might have Arbiters and Infernal, right? Or Watchguard and Infernal as your factions for some content. So Sisia, I think she would be AoE damage as well, right? I think so. She's just got this whoosh, like a whoosh of a flame goes across everything. I could definitely see that. Another favorite aesthetically of mine that I think would blend so well in Watcher of Realms is Little Miss Annie. So Little Miss Annie would be a perfect nightmare hero. She's a creepy doll. Like, how fun is she? I love it, guys. I love, love, love this. And if you didn't notice my disclaimer text already, all of these images that I created are AI. They are for speculation only. They are not official images from Raid or Watcher of Realms. Just to be clear, before I continue this conversation, they are not official images. This is me having fun. What would a announcement look like from Watcher of Realms to showcase new heroes added to Raid, right? Or added from Raid. And Little Miss Annie here would definitely be a legendary nightmare hero. Now, I don't know what her abilities would be. Where I would think maybe she's more single target damage, but she certainly feels... Yeah, I guess if she's Nightmare, you could have her be single target damage and synergize well with the Nightmare heroes versus boss content. I can't really think of any specific debuff I would want her to have. Like, not bleed or burn or anything like that, but maybe some sort of fear mechanic where enemies are like delayed, like a stun where they're crowd controlled by their fear, or they have a chance to, you know, just to not take actions for a short amount of time because they're stunned out of fear because she's creepy as hell. Okay, maybe that's where we have to go with Little Miss Annie. All right, my final legendary for this, like, I'm thinking like 5 heroes, 4 legendaries and 1 epic. I thought an OG hero like Elenarl. She could be a piercer and a watchguard. I think she fits those well. And she could be part of the poison team. She would bring another poison synergy option to go with that. Numera or Vorn or Nastia or Oreka and the other heroes that yeah, there's kind of like a limited pool of poison heroes that are top tier, and she could be well suited to fit into one of those teams if you were missing one. And then if she's a piercer faction as well, the star piercers, she could have that extended range, and she could go well in Gear Raid 3. Why not, right? Or even Arena. But I think Elenarl would be a fun one to kind of another one to bring back that's more of an OG, old school raid character from the early days, right? What do you guys think of my legendary choices? I think they'd be really fun. But the most important choice, and the one that, as soon as I thought of it, this was one of the things that came to mind immediately, are epic. So I would propose that we bring Frostbringer as a northern hero, as an epic hero into Watcher of Realms, and she would be the free fusion hero of the event. Like we have Thunkles and all these others that from the past, right? So here's my problem and my solution. In Raid, Frostbringer does not bring the frost. I probably have so many memes. I have a couple videos on it too, I'm sure. Frostbringer does not bring the frost. She doesn't have freeze or frost or any type of like ability that freezes, and her name is literally Frostbringer. So, Watcher of Realms, we could do her well and make her actually have the freeze mechanics that her name suggests. So, of course, she'd be a perfect Northerner hero, and she should be one of the best freeze mechanic heroes in the game. And have Winter's Bite synergy as well. But an epic, okay, so she can't be too OP, but why not? Let's let Frostbringer finally bring the frost. Okay, I digress. These are my speculations and what I would want to see, but is it really gonna happen? Is, like, Watcher of Realms really going to collaborate with Raid Shadow Legends? Is that happening? Is that serious? We do have to remember what today's date is. It's definitely April 1st. So while it's possible, anything's possible, what about the future? It could really happen, right? Why not? I have to assume that today's date is, is a factor. So is this April Fool's? This is not going to happen. My suggestions are meaningless and we're just being silly. Maybe. But you never know. What if Raid and Watcher of Realms really collaborated? What if Watcher of Realms collaborated with other games besides what we know of Assassin's Creed coming? What would you guys want to see? How would this look within our genre? So I talked about Raid here because that was the topic of the day from social media. And we had some fun with everything here, right? We had some fun. But what else could happen? Again, I think Mobile Legends Bang Bang with... I don't know anything about the characters at all. I don't play it. It's not my forte. I got yelled at by enough League of Legends 12-year-old players when I was a teenager myself, or 20s, in my 20s, I mean, when that came out. I don't want to do that again. That style is fun, but not for me. And... but that's still possible. It's within their own ownership of Moonton, right? That would be cool. Or Silver and Blood. They could introduce some of the characters from Silver and Blood that they made. That would fit really well. But that's already like a vampire theme. We already had Dracula, so maybe not. What about the future? I work for Fateless and Godforge. So many of the heroes here could synergize into Godforge's like story. I know that it's all based on here myths, legends, and gods, whatever, of real stories in the history, but there's complete possibilities that a collab like that could happen with a game like this. Why not? Like, Godforge, Fateless is creating their own world as well at the same time. So couldn't we bring the legends of Taya to Godforge? What would that look like? That sounds so fun to me. And I think it would be so fun to kind of support each other as games instead of always feeling the negativity of competition, and do a dual collab where both games are doing the collabs at the same time. What better would that be than possibly, you know, running both, encouraging both? And hey, a lot of people like to play multiple games. Play both games, not just one. But yeah, anyway, I digress. This was a really fun speculation video, and it's certainly possible that that could come true, but let's just assume April Fools might be in play here. And I want to say that because I don't like to mislead people as well, and I'm having fun with it, but it's April Fool's Day. So let me know in the comments which heroes from Raid would you want to see in Watcher of Realms, and which heroes from Watcher of Realms would you want to see in Raid. I want to know. I think it's a fun conversation either way, and we could see if we agree. And maybe it'll happen someday. You never know. But we do have new heroes coming. So of course, Easter is coming, right? So yeah, Easter is very, very soon. Oh, and the Extravaganza event was really big last year. They did really good stuff for the Easter events, I remember. So I know this year they're going to have, I got some data there. We're going to have like 116 or so free summoning crystals in total. There's going to be a Pantheon skin, hero exclusive artifact, rare soul stones. Rare soul stones? Wait, that doesn't sound right. Let's skip that one. Anyway, a soul stone. Limited Easter themed chat bubbles and all the avatars and all that fun stuff too. But there's also new heroes coming. So you guys might have seen we posted some videos on our channels for some new heroes coming. So I figured let's take a quick look here. I'll give the TLDR, but make sure you go watch my full video showing the hero kits if you haven't already. We have Akira. She's an AoE-focused marksman who specializes in summoning clones. She can summon marksman clones to cover multiple positions and deals extra damage to frozen targets when paired with North Throne allies. She could pair with a Frostbringer who could bring the frost. I really want that to happen someday, for real, not even being silly. Gretchen, we also have, who is an offensive dispel fighter who specializes in team damage buffs. So she grants rage regeneration and crit damage to her allies while absorbing energy from their damage to trigger her own high burst attacks. Love the sound of that too. And then we have Graves Greybeard. So he's a tactical guardian who specializes in team invisibility and global encouragement. Greybeard grants stealth to allies and to prevent them from being targeted and provide an infinite range inspiration buff to all hidden teammates. Well, so when they're under invisibility, okay, the kits are so much. Definitely need to go reread those, watch those again. There's so much to learn with these heroes, but they sound fun. I always love to see what they're bringing, and they always bring good designs with them as well. But yeah, this has been a fun, little, silly, maybe, but still fun conversation, and lots of fun things are coming for real with Watcher of Realms. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.